Hari Om to all the iLeads. Let us begin our story session with a prayer. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. नारायणसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. Namaste. Today's story is about the kings. The name of the story is The King's Choice. There was a lion who was king of the forest. He was big and handsome, fierce and strong. All the other animals brought him gifts from every corner of the forest. The more he got, the more he wanted. A king must have courtiers. He said to himself one day. The lion called a fox to his side. You are known to be wise and clever. I want you to be my adviser. Thank you, Your Majesty, said the fox, bowing low. Then the lion called a leopard. You are known to be alert and swift footed. You will be my bodyguard. Thank you, Your Majesty, said the leopard, bowing low. The next to be called was a crow. You are a bird and can fly high. You will be my messenger. Thank you, Your Majesty, said the crow, bowing low. The fox, the crow, and the leopard took oaths of loyalty to the king. He promised them food and protection. For some time, all went well. The three courtiers never opposed the king. His wishes were law. Whenever he rode, they stood in awe. Wherever he went, they followed him. When the king went hunting, they found the animals for him to kill. After he had his fill, he left the remains for them, so they always had enough to eat. One day the crow came to the king. Your Majesty, you have ever tried camel meat? It is tasty. I ate some in a desert once. The lion had never seen a camel and he liked the idea of tasting a camel meat. Where can we get a camel? He asked. There is a desert some miles away. I have just been flying over it. I saw a lone camel there. It looked big and fat. The lion looked at his other advisers. They were wise and experienced. He wanted their opinion. The fox and leopard did not know much about the desert. Yet they did not want the crow to seem wiser. So they said it was a good idea. The crow could fly ahead and show them the way. Next morning, the lion and his aides set off for the desert. They soon reached the edge of the desert. Once they had left the shelter for the forest, the blazing sun beat down on them. It was unbearably hot. High up in the cool air, the crow flew. Hurry along, he called out. The camel is not far off. The lion could go no further. The hot hot sand had burned his paws. Stop! He shouted to the others. Let us go back to the forest. I do not care for the camel meat. His advisers were frightened. The forest was as far behind them. They did not know how to get the lion back home. The leopard wanted to run away. The crow wanted to wait and watch. The clever fox thought of a plan. Off he ran into the desert, saying, I will bring some help. After some time, he found a camel. How surprised the camel was to see a fox in the desert. Hurry up, said the fox. Our king wants you at once. Our king? Who is that? I don't know any king. I know only my master, for whom I carry loads across the desert. Our king is a lion. He has killed our master. He has killed your master. You are now free. The lion invites you to live at his court. Come along. So the camel followed the fox. When the fox and camel reached the lion's camp, the crow and the leopard were surprised. Even the lion was pleased. In spite of his burned paws, the camel was presented to the king. Get, get on the camel's back, your majesty, said the fox. We will return home. The lion at once jumped on the camel's back. The fox and the leopard sat behind him. With the crow flying ahead as the guide, they set off on long journey back. By the time they returned to the forest, they were tired and hungry. The fox, the leopard, and the crow looked at the camel. They looked at each other and smiled. They had brought the camel along for the king. Now it was time for dinner. The lion knew what his courtiers were thinking. He turned to the camel. Friend, he said, I have to thank you for saving my life. You are welcome to live with us as long as you like. I promise you protection. The courtiers were shocked. They had not risked their lives to get him camel meat. And now the king wanted to let the camel live? How could they say anything? After all, he was their king. The lion's paws were so badly burned that he could not hunt. He was very hungry indeed. Fox, leopard, crow, he roared. Don't you see I am ill and hungry? Go and get me some food. The courtiers had to obey the king. So they went, but not far. They sat down to discuss what to do. I know, said the fox after a while. We shall make the camel request the lion to eat him. He told the others of his plan. They agreed it was a good idea. Back they went to the king. First the crow stepped forward, bowing low. Your Majesty, we have found no food, but we cannot let you suffer. I am a little creature. Please eat me. The fox pushed the crow aside. I have more flesh on me. Please eat me, sir. The leopard rushed in. I am even bigger, your Majesty. The camel felt he should not be found wanting in loyalty to his king. Your Majesty, he said, I too am willing to sacrifice my life to save yours. These friends are more useful to you than I am. Eat me instead. At these words, the crow, the fox, and the leopard got ready to pounce on the camel. The lion stopped them. You are all good and loyal subjects. I am touched by your offers. I accept them all. I shall eat you one by one in order in which you offered yourselves. There was not a moment to lose. Away flew the crow, away ran the fox and leopard. The lion had a hearty laugh. Ha 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 ha. Then he turned to the camel. You have been loyal and good. You shall be my friend as long as I live. The camel was grateful and happy. The lion said to himself, to be a king is good, but to be kind is better. So, this is the moral of today's story, children. Kindness wins. So, we have to be kind always. Let us end this story with a prayer. Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritangamaya. Om Shantir Shantir Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.